the first ever program awards are about to commence. Got a number of awards here we want to give out. College football playoff awards, I believe, are tonight on a certain four-letter network. That's great. No disrespect to those awards. We feel like we have a pretty good pulse on who should get what hardware. So we have our own number of awards already given out, one on my Instagram and one on my Twitter. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel, but also follow me there at JD Piquel. Let's go down the list here and not waste too much more time because we have a ton of hardware to hand out, starting with Dime Dropper of the Year for the 2022 college football season. This is how the award is presented. Dime Dropper of the Year is awarded to the student athlete who best exhibits the capability to absolutely throttle your secondary by throwing wherever they please on any Saturday in the fall. This year's Dime Dropper of the Year recipient is Tennessee quarterback Hendon Hooker. Let's be honest, Hendon Hooker put on an absolute clinic this season. 32 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. I mean, he was, for the duration of the season, the Heisman favorite. At least it felt like the duration of October, rather, after the Alabama game. It's not right that he's not invited for the Heisman Trophy ceremony in New York. He should be. We believe that wholeheartedly on this program. No issue with the other finalists, but I think Hendon Hooker got snubbed bad. Nonetheless, Hendon, don't worry. You are this year's Dime Dropper of the Year for the program award. The award, I'm sure, is in the mail. Next award we're giving out, the How Is He Only a Freshman award. Now, this award is given annually to the first year student athlete, that is making plays on the football field that defy their experience. And that causes you to say, or the person next to you to say the phrase, "Oh my gosh, how is this guy only a freshman?" This year's winner of the How Is He Only a Freshman award goes to LSU's linebacker Harold Perkins. Now, we saw Harold Perkins multiple times throughout this season just absolutely take over. He was the guy that got more snaps later in the year. His most impressive statistical performance came against Arkansas, where he had multiple forced fumbles, multiple sacks. Like, he was a game wrecker and only a freshman. Credit Brian Kelly and that staff for finding a way to get him on the field. I think his most impressive performance was actually against Alabama, where he was tasked with spying only last year's Heisman Trophy winner Bryce Young, and did a phenomenal job, was a big reason why they won that game. So Harold Perkins, the Tasmanian Devil, a guy that will be a lot of fun to watch next year, and watching the bowl game, obviously. But I'm telling you, when those preview magazines come back out, and we're talking about, well, what if somebody besides a quarterback wins the Heisman Trophy? What if it's someone on defense? Harold Perkins, I'm just telling you right now, will be at the top of a lot of those lists. So Harold Perkins, the winner of the How Is He Only a Freshman award. This is an award I'm excited to give out. This next one, for reasons that are about to be explained. The Pat McAfee Punter of the Year award. Now, this is given to the leg that best displays power, ferocity, and competitive accuracy, as displayed by the award's namesake, former West Virginia NFL legend turned college game day staple, Pat McAfee, for the brand. So, as people on this program that do watch football, shout out Shane Beamer, this year's winner is South Carolina punter Kai Kroger. Now, Shane Beamer was adamant, and we agree, Shane Beamer, we agree, Coach, that he should be up for Punter of the Year in their awards, in their college football awards. But in our college football awards, in the program awards, Kai Kroger is the Pat McAfee Punter of the Year. Congratulations, Kai. Congratulations, South Carolina, as Kai helped spearhead one of the top 3 punt units in the country. Ridiculous he's not up for the other awards, but I promise you, we have not forgotten. We watch football, Coach Beamer. Kai Kroger, Pat McAfee Punter of the Year. Congratulations, Kai. Now, here's another award that I think both of these recipients, there's 2, were snubbed when it came to the other college football awards. Neither of these gentlemen were nominated for Eddie Robinson Coach of the Year, which is disgraceful. We will amend that right now. The Program Leader of the Year is given to the coach who elevates a program, not a program, a program, to new heights that they otherwise would not have been able to achieve, especially based on the year prior as the track record. The Program Leader of the Year co-winners is LSU's Brian Kelly and Tennessee's Josh Heupel. Look at the facts, folks. It doesn't take a rocket scientist to see what they did to their programs. Josh Heupel in year 2 took them from 7-6 to 10-2. They were in the hunt for a college football playoff berth and were very, very close to getting it done if it hadn't been for Kai Kroger in South Carolina. You talk about LSU, 6-7 the year before. The culture was in shambles. I mean, guys are hitting the portal. Brian Kelly comes in, provides structure, provides order, provides belief, the right way of doing things. They go from 6-7 to 9-4, played for an SEC title, went to Atlanta in year one in the SEC. So Brian Kelly of LSU and Josh Heupel of Tennessee, both very much deserved winners of the Program Leader of the Year award. Congratulations, coaches. Very much well-deserved. This next award I want to give out, it's called the IHOP Award. And this is given to the offensive line who consistently serves up pancakes and dominates the opposition in the run and in the pass game, moving human beings against their will. Now, this year's recipient of the IHOP Award is the Michigan Wolverine offensive line. Listen, for Michigan, they averaged over 240 yards on the ground this season, had a 3.5% sack rate. It goes a little bit under the radar, but J.J. McCarthy in his first year starting had a lot of success, especially in that Ohio State game. You kind of saw that come to, its potential, at least to the point this year. A lot of that is due to this offensive line and how they have allowed him to develop. Because the duration of the year leading up to that game, we saw Michigan play bully ball game after game. Over 400 yards against Penn State. Those big human beings on Michigan's offensive line deserve a ton of credit, a ton of praise. They're a finalist for the Joe Moore Award and the other college football awards for the best offensive line, whatever. We don't really, pay too much mind to those, but they are the winners of this year's IHOP Award. So congratulations to the Michigan Wolverines offensive line. Really quickly, if you have not yet subscribed to the channel, we would love to have you at the party. Subscribe as we have you covered 12 months a year. Also, follow me on Twitter and on Instagram at JDPiquel. Award season keeps on rolling. Next award up that I want to give out, the Forrest Gump Award. Now, this is given to the player who has elite speed, and some people say is still running. This year's winner of the Forrest Gump Award goes to Tennessee's wide receiver, Jalin Hyatt. Now, Jalin Hyatt, like I said, is still running. Averaged 19 yards a reception this season. That is dynamite explosive. That is just ridiculous playmaking ability, and his speed is an enormous reason why. The most evident example of this is his 5-touchdown performance where they tore down the goalpost in Knoxville in their win over Alabama. Also has close to 1,200 yards receiving, 15 touchdowns. Jalin Hyatt, take a bow. You are this year's Forrest Gump Award winner. Very much so deserved. Got in a landslide, actually. It was not even close. Nobody else even got votes, according to my stat sheet here. Jalin Hyatt, congratulations on that award. We got 2 more I want to give out here. Make sure you get your questions into the chat so we can answer those as effectively, as efficiently as possible. Next award we're giving out, the Freak of the Year Award. Now, this award goes to a player with freakish attributes and is a matchup problem that can't be solved. This year's recipient of Freak of the Year goes to Ohio State's wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. Think about this for a second. If I told you, as an Ohio State fan, at the beginning of the year, hey, bad news. I know you lost Chris Olave and Garrett Wilson to the draft. Jackson Smith-Njigba is a baller. He's phenomenal, right? Bad news, he's not really going to play this season. He's going to do his best to get back on the field, but he's not really going to play throughout the 2022 campaign. You'd say, oh, gosh. Okay, well, I guess we're going to have to run the ball a little bit more, have to be more multiple offensively. C.J. Stroud's still a phenomenal quarterback, one of the best in the country. But I mean, that's horrible. We'll have to kind of find different ways to win. What if I told you C.J. Stroud actually didn't take a step back at all, and that Ohio State's offense would still be one of the best in the country and score right around 49 points a game? Marvin Harrison Jr., an enormous reason why. 72 receptions, 1,100 yards, 15 touchdowns. Again, a matchup problem that cannot be solved. With his size and speed and strength, nobody can match up with him. He made highlight reel play after highlight reel play this season, and Marvin Harrison Jr., a huge reason why Ohio State is finding themselves in playoff contention. And I am very excited to see the matchup with him against that Georgia secondary in the playoff. But Marvin Harrison Jr. is this year's Program Awards Freak of the Year. Congratulations, Marvin. Now, the last award I want to give out. It's a very special award for us here on the program, and it is the Hard Count Heisman. This is not the Heisman Trophy. This is a completely different award. Very, very different. And I want to tell you why we're giving it out and who we're giving it out to. Hard Count Heisman is awarded to the student athlete who is the best player on one of the best teams. Notice how the other Heisman Trophy reads. Outstanding player, best exemplifies this, that, and the other. No. We're calling a spade a spade. One of the best players on one of the best teams, or the best player on one of the best teams. This, in many ways, is the most valuable player in college football. Without this player, the recipient's team would be in a very different position. The award is given to a walking highlight reel. If you saw this on SportsCenter, it's likely that the Heisman, or the Hard Count Heisman rather, was on that feed at some point in time. The winner of this year's Hard Count Heisman goes to USC's quarterback, Caleb Williams. I know what you're going to say. Well, he didn't win the Pac-12. They're not playing for a college football playoff. Listen, Hard Count Heisman is a November award, like it or not. It's just the way that we give it out around here. He had 17 total touchdowns in the month of November. If he doesn't pull his hamstring, USC's probably playing for a college football playoff semifinal. It's just the way that it goes. There has been nobody more impressive on bigger stages outside of the Utah game than Caleb Williams, both statistically and just the highlights that he made routinely. So Caleb Williams is the recipient of this year's Hard Count Heisman. Caleb, congratulations to you and the rest of your teammates. As I understand, that is in some ways a team award. So that does it for the program awards. A lot of fun. I think we give it a lot of good hardware. Excited to see what next year's program awards looks like. Maybe we'll do some preseason program awards. If you're not following me on Twitter or Instagram, I would recommend you doing both of those, because I'm going to make sure that we have some really cool graphics show up on those feeds and we can get some interaction going. You can tell me where I'm right, where I'm wrong. It'll be a real good time. Want to make sure we have you locked in for that. So follow me at JD Pickell on Twitter and on Instagram. Also, subscribe to the channel. Hey y'all, thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.